Welcome back. Well, we have tons of beautiful samples here from a class that's taught at the Emeritus by Lisa Elston, and it is called Wearable Art. So it's part of the fashion, category, as you can see here. Great stuff. So why don't you tell me, first of all, a little bit about your background?
Well, I started teaching with Emeritus in 2017. And prior to that, I taught at Saddleback College since 2002 in the fashion department.
Okay.
And prior to that, I've worked in the apparel industry in design, production, product development for some medium to smaller manufacturers locally.
Okay, all right. And then what do you hope to teach your students in these classes?
You know, we like to have a lot of fun, and so our job is to teach multiple techniques. We go through a lot of different techniques every semester.
Okay.
Big variety. Most of them are super hands-on. So we're really hoping that everybody can come out with a sense of inspiration and they've learned something new and maybe challenge themselves a little bit into some new art form.
And what would you say the, I guess, would the average student already have fashion knowledge, or do you get a lot of folks that don't know anything about it?
We get a huge mixed bag. We get people who are better than me at things, who teach me things, and then we have people who, you know, come and say, I've never done this before, and I'm totally learning something new. So we just get a great combination of people, and people learn from each other in class, which is really cool.
I was going to say, if you have somebody that has an experience in one thing, they can assist you, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the things that we see here. Well, first of all, I'm wearing, this is buttons. Yeah. This is so cute. So tell me what you do here.
So those are fabric covered buttons. We use a really simple little fabric covered button kit, and we add beads, we add a little elastic, and super easy, super fun, very instant gratification on that one.
Oh yeah, well you know, you wonder, because I look at buttons and I'm like, when am I ever going to use that button?
Yeah.
But now you made something super cute. That's adorable.
Very fun. Yeah, and everybody makes multiples of them, which is really neat.
Oh yeah. Now do you well, and then you have this one too. So we have a couple different kinds. And what does this one have on it?
So those are vintage shank buttons, they're called, and those are hand sewn onto elastic band. It's so easy.
Oh, I love it.
We usually, when everybody makes one, they make about 20 after that because they just get so involved in it.
Well, and like you said, you're recycling stuff, and so
absolutely.
you're using things you may not use otherwise because I just can't find the clothing that the buttons went to.
Exactly.
So that is such a great idea. So this is just one of the many things.
One of the many. Yes.
Okay, and I can't believe you've made this, and this all from this. I can't, how do you do that?
So that was a recent project that we just did in our current class, but you know, we're always evolving these projects to do other things. This is a sewing project, so we actually used a combination of variegated threads. We start out sewing together a little base. We just go around and around and around in like an oval.
So what do you mean you're sewing it?
So we actually put the rope together, and then we do a zigzag stitch to we put them together, and then we just keep building and building and building on the sewing machine, and we angle and we twist and we turn and we do some interesting techniques and use different color threads, and you should see some of the student work. It's amazing.
Well, and you must have to have a pretty heavy-duty sewing machine.
No, actually all of the machines in the sewing machine in the village work fantastic. In fact, that's what students use, or a home sewing machine. I know it sounds like it would be very...
Because I think that this is so thick that it would break the needles, but it doesn't.
Not at all, no.
Oh, that's
it's great.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, these are beautiful. You would never even know that you were making them at a class. I mean, obviously they come from somewhere, but still, I swear these are just amazing and so well put together. So they must. So you guys just did this.
We did.
Okay.
We did.
So this was one of the projects that you were doing, and then what about this? This is awfully pretty.
So this is something that we've done in the past, but we almost always every semester incorporate some sort of upcycle, where we're upcycling a garment in your closet, something you found at a thrift store, and in this particular project we added embroidery to an existing, and it's been so hot lately in fashion to have embroidered anything.
Right.
So
unless you put some shorts on, you can put on. This is beautiful. Do you have to teach them embroidery, or is this your sewing machine?
No, that's by hand actually.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, so we do that by hand.
That is really great. Okay, so unfortunately, this class for fall is full. Can't imagine why. Look at all this great stuff. But her wearable art, and we'll tell you the ticket number later, is not full, and they're taking applications for 2020. So tell us a little bit about what the 2020 class is going to have.
So they're going to be doing a couple of things with fabric printing. So we have done a lot of block printing in the past, but this semester, or coming semester, I want to teach everybody how to use silk screens.
Okay.
So this is a hand silk screening method, and we're going to be using water-based paint. You can add embroidery to it.
Gosh, that's really
and this is
cool.
really fun because the colors meld and blend, and it's just kind of work in progress as you're going.
Yeah.
Things just keep changing and moving on, but it's a really fun project. I just recently did a workshop in Los Angeles with a textile group, and we learned some really neat things, so I'm excited to pass that on.
So this is neat. So this is just starting out like this,
With a
and
base
then
cloth,
you said you have different stages. So
Right.
I'm sorry, would this come first and then this?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So this is based on a stencil that we made,
Right.
a silk screen stencil, and then we use different colors, and then we use the stencil again to create more of a dimensional aspect to it as well too.
That's beautiful. And then what do you do with the fabric after?
There's so many things you could do. We have students who make scarves out of things like this. It depends on how big your fabric is, table runners, home decor pieces, and then of course garments as well too.
Well, sure. And then so obviously sewing comes into play, but is this after the class? So you're just doing, the class is just how to do this.
So sometimes what we'll do is I will pre-purchase blanks sometimes for people. So for like tote bags, t-shirts, things like that. Or people often bring in already made garments from their closet or from thrifting or shopping, and they embellish their own pre-made product.
Oh,
and that way
okay.
they don't have to sew. So it's kind of it depends on where you are.
That is awesome. I mean, what a great thing to be able to do that. And each semester is something different.
Always. We have
Okay.
sometimes up to 8 different projects within one semester.
Oh, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
So this is
yeah.
just a sample.
Oh, just a sample.
Because you
yes.
could go through this in maybe a week or so, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we
okay.
usually do something like this. Probably take about 2 class sessions.
So that's a lot for you to come up with all these different types of things.
But you know what? I get a lot of help from students. I get ideas
That's
from them
right.
all the time, and they're phenomenal.
Well, and plus you said you have, you're going to conferences and
Yeah.
you're learning about stuff. And so what are some of the local things that you go to get ideas?
Oh gosh, there's so many great arts and crafts fairs, but I do belong to the Textile Arts Los Angeles, which is a fairly new group, and they hold workshops and seminars. I take a lot of seminars through French General, which is another arts manufacturer and retail store in Los Angeles as well too.
Okay, well that's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that. And do you ever do field trips or anything?
Oh my gosh, we love field trips.
Oh, you do?
Yes, yeah. We always take the max. We can do 2 a semester, so we're always maxed out. We generally go to exhibits that have to do with wearable arts. This semester we're going to see the wearable arts exhibit at the Oceanside Museum of Art.
Okay.
It's called Dress Rehearsal. Should be very fun.
All right.
We also go to downtown Los Angeles. We love going to the FIDM Museum, which is a great exhibit, and they have a phenomenal student store, which has some great prices.
Oh, that's great.
So we'll go downtown LA, and then we like to find really fun, unique shopping places, and so we can see what other people are making, and usually we come back with some great ideas.
Right, and then maybe, I don't know if you ever have students, do people come and visit you? For instance, not necessarily students, but just people from other countries to talk about what they're doing.
We haven't done that yet, but that's a great idea.
Well, there you go.
But we do, actually. We've had, sometimes the student's husband is particularly great in an artistic area, so we've had guest speakers come in from there. We have had the Weavers and Spinners Guild from Orange County come in and give demonstrations on weaving and spinning.
Oh,
which is very cool.
So neat.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great. What a fun class.
It
well,
is
thank
super
you
fun.
so much.
Thank
I'm
you.
so glad you brought in your samples because they're
you.
just amazing.
Thanks so much, Lisa.
And remember, if you would like to participate in this class, you can always go to Saddleback College Emeritus, and you can look up ticket number 12960, and it is called Wearable Art. And it's on Thursdays at 9 a.m., but you have to apply for spring 2020. We'll be right back after this. Thank you. Good job.